The creation and development of institutions is the key to solve Ethiopian age-old problems. We are lagged behind development because our institutions are weak and poor. Our education is not to the standard because our educational institutions are not to the standard. Our courts are being criticized of their independence because they are not established and organized independently. Our leaders are not delivering the required leadership because they are not recruited and trained in the right way. Amhara Leadership Academy is one of the institutions which is established to fill such vacuums. Today's ATV special program is going to check whether Amhara Leadership Academy is going in the right direction. President of Amhara Leadership Academy, Dr. Matabe Tafara, is here in the studio. Please do stay with us. Dr. Matabe Tafara, President of Amhara Leadership Academy, many thanks for being with us. Thank you for your time indeed.
Thank you also for inviting me.
You were a university lecturer and you were Vice President of Bahar Dar University, and now you are President of Amhara Leadership Academy, and I think the two institutions have some different culture. So how do you accept the newest position, President of Amhara Leadership Academy?
Okay, thank you for raising a very impressive question, which may pave the way for our forthcoming discussion.
Sure.
Well, I had two major reasons to join the academy. The first of which was the request by the then regional president, His Excellency Atuko Dwandragacho. He directly called and requested me to part of his leadership team. I think I joined the academy by 2010 academic calendar, and as you may know, 2009, even 8 and 10 were the years when the region was searching professionals from every corner of the country and the region to join the regional and national leadership team. And I felt that I was part of the search, and they directly contacted me and tried to convince me to be part of the leadership team. Well, fortunately, I had a strong trust on the leadership team by that time. The president was Gaddu and the vice president was Benalf, and I had a good contact with those leaders. So I was in a good position, to be honest, to be part of this leadership team. And it was not the only factor, but one factor to influence me to accept the position. And the second and the very basic reason was my professional preparation. I studied leadership for the past 20 and more years, and I have been trained to be a leader as well as to train leaders. As a professional who have been getting trained to be a leader as well as to train leaders, and as a professional who have been practicing leadership both theoretically and practically, I felt that I'm a national as well as a regional resource person, especially on the area of leadership. And I had an informed commitment to make intervention, especially on the leadership development, recruitment and selection system of the region. And that's why I was in a position, to accept the position called for. In fact, if you're asking me why intervention, I was in a position to observe critical gaps, especially how on the way the region or even the national system of leadership recruitment, selection, assignment, and development. There is, a born and made dichotomy. There is a very old and traditional theory which says that leaders can be born, or leaders are born rather. And there is also a contemporary theory which says leaders are made. And especially the second theory, leaders are made, is dominating these days, because you cannot find leaders being born. Rather, you have to merge them. You have to make them, rather. You have to make investments to produce leaders. Unless you make an informed investment, unless you have a platform through which you develop leaders, you train leaders, you end up with a zero game. So leadership is an investment that we have to work on. We have to plan, we have to implement, we have to evaluate, we have to develop. That was my passion. If you see, for example, the practice, it's very traditional, and very random and inconsistent. Somebody recommends somebody and you give him a position. That's very traditional. If you ask me, for example, who is going to be the president of the region after some time, you don't know, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But in a modern system, you have to predict. If you have a successive plan, you can predict who is going to be the next president of the region, the next vice president of the region, and the next subsequent leaders. Even you can predict the bureau level leaders, because you need to have a succession plan starting from Warada to regional level. So that needs a scientific intervention, which otherwise we will be lagging behind not only the national political game, but also with the national political competition and political game.
What challenges you have faced when you entered as a president of Amhara Leadership Academy? Because, as I said, the culture of the two institutions is somewhat different. In the University of Bahir Dar, primarily the customers are students who have little or no experience of job. Here in the academy, you are engaging with another scenario, I think. So what kind of challenges you have faced?
As you rightly said, there was a cultural difference, I could say, a major cultural difference between Bahir Dar University and Amhara Leadership Academy. As I said in my introduction, I had been working at Bahir Dar University in different leadership positions for about 7 years. And that was purely an academic and research climate, or academic and research culture, where you can talk with professors, lecturers, researchers, in any way, people who have the orientation on how to promote an academic and research culture. Whereas what I found in Amhara Leadership Academy was, it was purely administrative culture. So installing a new academic and research culture by, breaking the status quo was a tough task for me. Building trust that Amhara Leadership Academy can be transformed to a higher education institution whereby academic and research cultures can be entertained was not an easy task. It took me, by the way, a long time to reframe and reinstall.
To break that perception.
Sure, reinstall an academic and research culture in the academy. That was a very tough task for me.
It is the idea and the assertion, the conviction of so many great persons that with every challenge there is an opportunity that will lead to a great deal of success. So what opportunities you have observed in the Leadership Academy?
Good. One opportunity was, with all its limitation, there was a good working climate in the academy. People know what to do and how to do.
Wow.
There was a very good and motivating working environment in the academy. And the academy also have a very interesting institutional platform, infrastructure. you have very ample infrastructures to install the academic and research culture very easily. What I tried was just changing the attitude, not the infrastructure. The infrastructure was very conducive to install research and academic culture in the academy. So that was a very interesting opportunity for me. And perhaps I have had also the institutional autonomy. The region has given me a sound institutional autonomy to practice my leadership.
That's great, I think.
Yeah, that was an opportunity for me.
Yeah. So you have identified the challenges and you have observed the best in it, and moreover the country is in a continuous reform in the area of politics, economy, institutions. What have you done so far to meet the objectives of the academy?
I can trace major achievements. The first achievement was we have transformed the organizational culture into a higher education context, whereby people now are talking about academic and research culture these days. So cultural transformation was our major achievement. People are convinced that we can be part of the academic and research discourse. That was a big shift. And we were able to attract professors from different corners of the country, and key professors have joined the academy to teach as well as to make research. That was a big shift. Convincing professors that we are higher education institutions and convincing them to join us, it was not a very easy task. So I think we have got adequate professors who can support and run the academic and research culture in the academy. The third achievement was we were able to design academic programs at PhD and master's level, and we were able to admit PhD and master's students. We have launched a PhD program on the area of public policy and leadership, political economy, 2 programs on PhD. And we have launched 4 master's programs on the area of political economy, public policy and leadership, project management, peace and development. And the 5th program is also coming on the area of law and economics. We have admitted students and we are running course offerings by now. And the first batch will graduate by coming January.
Okay.
This is a big shift for us with very short time.
Okay. I think to hit such achievements, you need to have a cooperation with different institutions here and abroad. So what kind of cooperation you have been making so far? Bahar
University supported us a lot in all our activities. We are working closely with Bahar University. And we have also formed partnerships with Civil Service University, Federal Journalism Academy, and with also Gondar University. We are also working closely with Dabra University. These are even we are working with the Management Institute at Addis Ababa. So we are working closely with these institutions at national level. Okay. And internationally, we are getting connected with Chicago State University, Western Michigan University, and Uganda Management Institute. And also we are working with some institutions in Florida State, College of Finance. So we have, I think, ample international and national linkages as a foundation for our next collaboration.
Okay. I think one way or other you have touched the points, but I would like to ask you the performance of the academy today.
The academy today can be, boldly stated that it has become a higher education institution in which one can easily run PhD and master's programs, and other research activities. By now, we have finalized our preparation for becoming Amhara State University, and the Leadership Academy by now can be a full-fledged state university to serve Amhara in particular and the nation at large.
Okay. Of course, I have viewed a news by Amhara Mass Media Agency. Your academy is going to be, or is going to excel to Amhara State University. Please talk me about that little.
Good.
Yeah.
I just want to start with the very reason why Amhara State University. Amhara State University or Amhara Leadership Academy can serve as a very good engine for the regional development. Because if you trace back the history of developed countries, many factors can be accounted. But by and large, the very reason for development is resource accumulation. Resource can be finance, human, material, information, and time. And the very critical resource behind every developed nation is the human resource, or human capital development. From human capital development, also, the critical part is leadership. You can check the practical logic behind developed countries. Basically, leaders made the difference. Those countries who had visionary leaders, transformational leaders, made the transformation as they were supposed to do. So leaders make a difference. That's my point.
Okay.
The other question is, how do you create leaders? You can also create leaders in different ways. As a matter of time, education comes first. You can learn leadership by learning by doing, but still education comes first. So if we promote Amhara Leadership Academy to a state university, it can be a place where we can successfully train and produce leaders. That's our point.
Okay.
Because leaders make a difference.
Leaders make a difference.
Yes.
Sure. So one of the strongest criticism raised on your institution, Amhara Leadership Academy, is the academy is political institution. Do you agree?
No.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. The academy is a public institution. By the way, when we train leaders, we train competences. Competence into knowledge, skills, and values. And these skills, values, and knowledge are generic, which leaders of the civil servant as well as leaders of the political system should be acquainted with.
Okay.
So Amhara Leadership Academy is a public institution whereby leaders from the civil servant and leaders from the political arena are supposed to come and be trained.
Okay.
I just want to forward my key message that trust Amhara Leadership Academy, that it is a public institution which is committed to produce leaders who are able to play the current political game. Politics is a clear game. It's just a chess game. A chess game.
Yeah.
To play a chess game, you have to have three things as a leader. One, you need to have the motivation to play the game. The value, the motivation to sit down, get concentrated, and to play the game. Second, you need to have the rules of the chess game, the knowledge, the rules, the developments of the chess game. And third, you have to have the skill to play the game and win. So we are trying to produce at least leaders who will be able to play that political game so that we will be profitable in the national political environment.
Yeah, you rightly said it's not sinful to go to politics. So
Sure.
politics is not a kind of irrelevant thing.
Yeah.
But my first point is those who entered to your compound are more of from the ruling party. So you are serving the ruling party, not the public. So it's hard to say it's a public institution.
And it is not a crime to admit people from the political system. What I mean is,
Yeah.
for example, when we were recruiting the first batch,
Yeah.
we sent the recruitment to the civil service office as well as to the regional administrative office.
Okay.
So the quota was given fairly.
Yeah.
The civil service nominated from the civil servant,
Yeah.
and the regional head office nominated from the leadership group.
Yeah.
So if you come and see, it is a fair distribution. Now we have students from the civil servant, professionals from
Yeah.
the civil servant, as well as from the leadership group. That's why I'm saying it is a public institution.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we will continue also to serve the professionals in the civil servant as well as the leaders from the political dimension. Let me make it practical.
Yeah.
For example, we are offering short-term trainings.
Yeah.
And these short-term trainings are to serve anybody who has the interest to be trained, be it a civil servant, be it a private institution, be it a government institution. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Whoever comes.
Okay.
This is practical.
Okay.
The second is training and consultancy.
Yeah.
The training and consultancy is open for everybody.
Yeah.
Even we can even go to out of Amhara region. We are supporting Benshangul, we are supporting Afar, we are supporting Gambela and Somali. So it is open, it is just a free market. And the third will be on the long-term programs, Masters and PhD. And I'm confirming that the quota for recruitment is equally given for the Prosperity Party as well as for the Civil Service Bureau. You can go you can go on Monday and check the Civil Service Bureau, the quota given by 2013 calendar. They were given fair chance to recruit professionals and join in the academy.
Yeah.
Just like biodiversity, by the way.
Yeah.
No more, no less.
Yeah.
It's just one of the investors in the
I can
region.
agree with you, Dr. Matabe. I can agree with you to the point that you are open to everybody.
Sure.
But I have a strong reservation on the recruitment process. How do you follow the recruitment process? Because it is vital to receive able, responsible and potential leaders to your academy, I think.
Very good point.
Yeah.
A very good point. By the way, it is very early to re-evaluate the process because now we are starting the program.
Yeah.
And we are giving the first chance to Civil Service Bureau and the regional bureau head, or no, the regional office or Prosperity Party. So first, let's establish trust that we are offering academic programs. But after 2 or 3 batches, as Urat said, we will check whether they are recruiting potential and able candidates or not. For us, it's very early to re-question the process because we are beginning it, we are starting it. But still we will follow up.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we need to have very competent leaders who, as I said, who are able to play the political game. My critical message to the public is Amhara Leadership Academy has been transformed to have and play a critical role for the region, especially by training leaders who will be able to stand for the benefit of Amhara. So try to open your eyes and support the academy and trust the academy that it will pave the way for producing who are able to lead the region currently and who will be able to lead the region for the next years. So the academy is in a good track. It will grow, with no doubt.
Yeah.
And it will continue to serve and support Amhara in particular and the nation at large. And come and join us.
Come and join us.
That's my message.
That's a wonderful message, Dr. Matabe Tafara, President of Amhara Leadership Academy. And I hope I will see you in another show. And I hope I will see your institution reach a stage where it manufactures responsible and effective leaders who satisfy the demand, the interest of their public. Many thanks for sharing your views here in Amhara TV special. Many thanks, Dr. Matabe.
Thank you again for this invitation, and we will continue to be part of this program.
Dear viewers, that brings us to the end of our program for today. Many thanks for being with us, and see you next time.